Actually, let me return. I want to return to something you said earlier.
Sure.
When you were talking, well, don't get him, but you were talking to him about the numbers for black people in the prison system in this country, right?
Yes.
And you agreed the numbers were disproportionately low.
Correct.
And then your next question was, could it just be that black people commit more crimes?
Correct.
Right? So there's two ways to answer this question, right? Either black people are naturally predisposed to commit more crimes, or this isn't accurate. There is a socioeconomic reason for them ending up in these private prisons, manufacturing goods in terrible conditions. So what do you think is more likely? Because the one answer sounds racist to me, and you don't want to put a label on yourself, but I think that's what you're doing with that answer.
No. I mean,
Well, then
you can call me racist. So far, I was giving you the statistics.
But do you think it's natural or
how
socioeconomic?
can you did I answer this question? Not yet. I'm about to. But so far, see, after I quoted you just the statistics, you called me a racist. I mean, think about it. Think about it.
Black people are naturally
Wait. Think about it. But I, as a neutral, completely neutral. I will. Give me 1 second. No, I'll get to it. Give me 1
Black people are
second.
naturally predisposed to crimes. That is the form that racism takes today.
Did I say that? Did I say that?
You just answered that to him.
No, did I say? I'll answer that in a minute. I'll answer that in a minute.
But you're doing
But-
that without answering the question.
I will because I want to
Jim
respond.
is speaking. Don't speak
Excuse
over
me.
him.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just as many white people do drugs as black people, but black people are disproportionately arrested for nonviolent drug offenses in this country. How do you explain that?
As far as this particular segment, maybe that's the case. I really don't know that particular segment of all the
You don't know
crimes.
because you're so
of-
ideologically
of-
bought into U.S. imperialism, you're not willing to admit the U.S. is a settler colonial terrorist state against the people it had to subjugate to fucking form this empire.
So by me saying, or giving you just the numbers, hardcore
No,
statistics,
we agree with the numbers. The numbers
that
are...
you can brand me a racist, right?
No.
Did you do? So
I
you
am
think?
branding you a racist.
Okay.
Because of your answer,
All right.
because of your interpretation
Okay.
of the
Now,
statistics. Yeah, bring it back.
bring it back. Now, we were talking about, let's say me. Let's talk about you now. If I punch you, okay. If I steal your wallet,
Because I'm white as shit, so the cops will be after you.
so do you think it'll make any difference if you look a little different than me, maybe because you have a beard and I don't? I mean, hypothetically. So let's say,
The question right now. It's not about the individual.
No, but
interactions, it's about-
listen.
No. We're not
The
talking
point-
about. We're not talking about Soviet Union and China at the level of the individual. Why are we talking about us at the level of the individual? Let's do a systems analysis. We want to compare capitalism and socialism at the end of the day. Let's do that analysis.
Of course. Well, I mean, we're jumping from one subject to another.
No, you're jumping from one subject to another. We're firmly asserting that socialism is a superior system.
Is a superior
There's a
system.
socialist necessity, a communist necessity.
So where?
Capitalism is destroying the world.
Okay,
This
then.
way, you think so many people died under Mao? You think it was just a big bloodbath? How do you explain the fact that life expectancy doubled from about 30, 35 years of age to about 65, 68 years of age between the years 1949 1976? Also, the population doubled from about 400 million to about 800 million in the same time period. If there wasn't the necessary infrastructure to support that kind of population growth, and if there wasn't enough food and medical care and infrastructure to support a doubling of the life expectancy, then how do you explain your argument?
As well, let's compare two countries that had anti-colonial movements
Also,
around
you know
the
what?
same time.
You want to talk
India
about prison
and China.
populations? You want to talk about
In
prison
India, the
populations?
famines actually.
Do
India, which
you
took
want
the
to give you any
capitalist
answers?
world- India, which integrated into the capitalist world system, their famines actually killed off a higher percentage of people. Whereas in China, it was much more limited because of what socialism is able to do. However, you're not even going to compare those facts because you're already ideologically predisposed to being anti-communist.
I mean, if you look at
Socialism is superior.
It is, and
You wanna look at family history, look at family history.
I'll answer that, but it just reminds me of the slogans that we were exposed to virtually on
I don't care what slogans you were exposed to. I just laid out the facts for you. Either respond to that or
the
don't.
slogans that we were
Who gives a
exposed.
shit about what slogans you were exposed
They
to?
were exposed to back in the socialist slogans, mind you,
Revisionist
which
USSR.
read as the teachings of Lenin are eternal because they're true.
Right, there was a cult around Lenin. We disagree with that. We're
You
Maoists.
just okay. So, but
But even
but
then, that
but
was-
as far as
that
Mao,
was-
you can also denounce the cult
That was also an ideological weapon of the revisionists. Yes
Revision.
or no?
So there's a communism, there's a revisionist communism, but tell me of any form of communism or socialism that ever actually worked in 100 years, because the concept.
Worked in what way?
Yes,
Because-
where?
Worked for who? Worked for which class?
Yeah.
Worked
Let's
in
see.
what way?
As we just said, life
Like-
expectancy doubled in Maoist China.
Oh, okay. Let's
So
take
I
it.
think it
Hold
was-
on. Let's stop here.
Peasants who never had land before finally got land. Women could take off the binding from their folk, could choose their own. Could choose who they wanted to marry for the first time.
Stop.
Leave their villages, join the workforce.
Let's-
not be forced to do reproductive labor.
See,
all the
this
time.
is
You're
this
actually not thinking about it
this
as a
this is how it works.
Ideologically predisposed
Well,
to
see,
communism.
so if you say you can phase me, it's not gonna work, because I know how it.
I'm not trying to phase you because I know I'm right.
because
You're talking bullshit.
Well, see,
Wait, hold on. You're the one filming us. You're the one getting
Yeah.
in our face with the camera. So
Yes.
how are we trying to intimidate you in any way?
I didn't say intimidate.
What's the
Came over
difference
here
between
just trying to
phasing and
pick a
intimidating?
fight. That's all you're trying to
No,
do.
I'm just trying.
You're trying to get-
Look,
Well, we know
look,
who you are. You
Great
go around
propaganda.
doing this. You
Yes,
take videos.
yes,
you put it on
I do.
YouTube, you go on
Yes, I
Fox
do.
News, you talk
Yes,
shit.
Subscribers
yes.
you have, by the
Like,
way.
we know
What
what
was-
your game
what-
is.
what's that?
Pretty
We know
popular,
what your
right?
game is.
It's all
You
relative.
go around to the left trying to pick
But
fights and
but
shit. We know
but
what
but the
your game
thing is, look, you're an American citizen, right?
I am an American citizen.
You're an American citizen, and you're an American citizen,
make me American.
and I'm an American citizen. Okay, so this is my country,
This is not my country.
and this is not even
not your
and
country
this is
either.
not even your country. A, you have a choice of living it. B,
I have a choice of living here. My
B-
family had to come here because U.S. imperialism fucked up my
B-
homeland. So don't even tell me that shit.
B, you have a choice of changing it.
No, you don't actually.
You have a choice.
No, no, no,
That-
you
that's
might
that's
have a choice. You
that,
don't
that's
have a choice.
that's what
Not everybody else
yeah,
does.
but that's what I'm trying to do. I mean,
No. This
your
is your own
ultimate
class bias operating.
your ultimate goal.
No. My family had to move here
Okay,
to survive
what's-
because of the effects of imperialism worldwide. I don't know why the fuck you came here. I don't give a fuck why you're here. Don't tell me that I have a choice to go where I want. I'm an American, forced. I'm a Bangladeshi person, forced into the heart of the empire because of imperialism.
Okay, fine, I'll take
Don't
it
give me
back.
that bullshit.
Okay, fine, I'll take it back.
You want to talk about
But-
social mobility, but I'm sure as you walk
Yeah,
around
but
the
let
city,
me
you
let me
meet homeless people
let me
here,
finish with this train of thought. So I mean, because that reflects on our relationship here. Because if your goal is to change the system, that your ultimate goal. I mean, the reason you're here, the reason you're wearing, the pin of Mao Zedong, the hammer and sickle, is to change the system, right? So all of us are American citizens. I don't want system which I'm happy with the system, which puts
I
us.
want to impose a dictatorship
So
and
which-
proletariat over people like you.
Let me
Sure.
ask you this then.
Sure.
So there are Americans happy with the American system.
Yes,
Fact.
yes. The
So
way.
are you convinced by the argument then, since you hate the Soviet Union so much, that some top party officials love the Soviet Union?
No.
Because you're giving me the same argument here.
No. Look, the difference in the Soviet Union, and we compared, by the way, Nazi before. We talked about Hitler. There's a fundamental difference between the two, and even though me being Jewish, I would still say
I'm Jewish too.
I would still say that Hitler was better than Stalin.
I will never say that.
And